Should you be eating chia seeds or flax seeds if you're looking to achieve a weight loss goal? Both can be used pretty interchangeably in terms of recipes, but does one have a competitive edge over the other when it comes to losing weight? I'm going to be breaking down the details of chia seeds and flax seeds and which one you should be using to achieve your weight loss goals in today's video. Alright guys, if you're new to my channel and you don't know who I am, my name's Autumn and I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. On my channel, I'm typically talking about the science-backed and holistic methods that you can use in order to achieve your wellness dreams. So if you have a wellness goal in mind, make sure you subscribe. Okay, so let's first take a look at chia seeds. So 2 tablespoons of chia seeds is going to contain around 7 grams of fiber, which is a lot. That's about a quarter of your daily needs. 1.5 grams net carbohydrates, nearly 4 grams of omega-3 fatty acids, which is that anti-inflammatory fat, and only 1.26 grams of omega-6 fats, which is that more inflammatory fatty acid. It also has a little over 3 grams of protein, and it's a pretty good source of calcium, magnesium, selenium, and iron. Now 2 tablespoons, so the equivalent amount of flax seeds on the other hand, contains around 6 grams of fiber, so just slightly less than the chia seeds, 0.3 grams of net carbohydrates, 4.8 grams of omega-3 fats, 1.2 grams of the omega-6 fats, 4 grams of protein, and it's a fairly good source of magnesium and copper. Especially when it comes to weight loss and when we're looking at both of these seeds, it's really important to understand the factors that actually contribute to turning on fat burning mechanisms. I mean, that's the goal of weight loss. We want to upregulate fat burning so you can achieve a weight loss goal. Now, satiety, or that sensation of feeling full, is extremely important to achieving a weight loss goal, especially if you're looking to actually have success beyond 6 months or a year. There's 2 main reasons why this is an extremely important factor when it comes to achieving a weight loss goal. One is that it helps to prevent cravings and sugar cravings later in the day, which of course these sugar cravings would ultimately be much more detrimental to your weight loss goals. And then the other is that it makes it so you don't crave snacks in between meals. And this is hugely important. Both of these are really important, but especially the snacks component, because every time you're eating something, your body secretes the storing hormone insulin. And when you stop eating, the insulin levels will slowly dip back down. But if you're eating every couple of hours because you're not satiated from your previous meal, then you're going to constantly be getting these spikes of insulin throughout the day, which means that you're constantly going to be shifting your body out of the fat burning process called lipolysis. So by eating until satiated at your meals, which means that you really are going to be eating around 2 to 3 meals per day because you've had that increased satiety and decreased urge to eat, it makes it so you're eating less frequently, and just that simple fact alone will help to bring the insulin level back down in between meals and trigger fat burning. In fact, I did a more complete breakdown of the 6 meal versus 2 to 3 meal structure on weight loss if you want to check that out right here. So clearly satiety and feeling satisfied with their meals is a really important factor when it comes to weight loss, but what is it that actually triggers this sensation of satiety? The main components of your meal that are actually going to trigger that sensation of satiety are protein, fat, and fiber. Protein and fat are especially important because they both trigger the release of the satiating hormones peptide YY and CCK. And these hormones literally tell your brain that you're full and that you don't need to keep eating. This is why when you actually eat a satiating diet, you find that your mind isn't as focused on when your next meal is, because your brain isn't actively thinking about it because it's told that it's satisfied. Or instead, if you aren't eating satiating meals, then you're constantly thinking about food. Fiber essentially adds bulk to the meal, and it makes it so that you do get that stretch mechanism effect as well. Now, each of these components to a meal will have a completely different response on satiety, but it's really important that we get all of these factors to make sure that you truly are satisfied and get you to that point where you aren't eating every couple of hours in between a meal. So looking at flax seeds and chia seeds, there are of course some slight differences in terms of fat, protein, and fiber, but they are fairly slight. Now, there has been some thought by scientists that perhaps flax seeds will trigger more satiety because it has a slightly higher amount of a certain type of fiber called soluble fiber. So when it comes to fiber, there's really 2 main types, soluble and insoluble. Soluble is what's going to cause that gel type of substance to form when that fiber is exposed to water or liquid. So like if you make chia puddings or flax eggs, then you're very familiar with this concept, where insoluble fiber on the other hand does not have that same effect. So it's been found that perhaps the soluble fiber does make you feel fuller longer. And the theory is that because flax seeds has slightly more of that soluble fiber than chia seeds, that it's going to be inherently a little bit more satiating. But both of them do contain soluble fiber as well as the protein and fat that's needed to make you satiated, which is why there's studies showing that both chia seeds and flax seeds can help improve satiety. But research is also fairly limited on this very specific topic. And since both do contain all all three of these satiating components, I feel like we might just kind of be splitting hairs here on determining which one is more satiating. Now, it's super important to note that although both the flax seeds and the chia seeds both contain omega-3 fatty acids, it's in the form of ALA, or alpha-linolenic acid. And although this is a very important fat for helping to reduce heart disease risk factors, it does not efficiently convert into EPA and DHA. In fact, only about 8% of that ALA, which is a type of omega-3 that's in both flax seeds and chia seeds, only about 8% of that is converted into EPA, and only 0 to 4% is converted into DHA. And diving into the specifics on EPA, DHA, and ALA for omega-3 fats is a whole video in itself, but something important to remember is that EPA is extremely important for decreasing inflammation in the body, where DHA is extremely important for brain development and memory. And because there isn't really an efficient conversion from the type of omega-3s that are in things like the flax seeds or chia seeds, you really shouldn't be relying on these sources for your sole source of omega-3 fats. This is where having fish or fish oil supplements or krill oil are really important for making sure that you also cover your bases with the EPA and DHA, which is why you guys might have noticed on my Instagram that I'm really trying to learn to like salmon right now. Also a side tangent. And looking at the price of each of these types of seeds, so chia seeds and flax seeds, chia seeds tend to be slightly more pricey. So depending on the brand or where you're getting it, because you can get these in bulk as well, which helps to significantly lower the cost. Chia seeds are going to be around 30 cents to $1 per ounce, whereas flax seeds are typically only going to be around 19 cents per ounce. Of course, this can completely vary depending on the brand. So if you're looking for a more cost-efficient way to get that fiber, protein, and fat, then flax seeds might be a better option for you. But flax seeds do also have a very distinct taste, so it's kind of hit or miss with people, where chia seeds are a lot more subtle. So if you do not like the taste of flax seeds, you can also go over to the chia seeds. I personally will use these interchangeably. I typically prefer chia seeds, but I will also use flax seeds on occasion as well. And when purchasing either of these, it's extremely important that you are getting the whole seed form, not the pre-ground form. The pre-ground form makes it so that it's more likely to go rancid faster, which kind of negates all of the benefits that you're getting from the flax seeds or the chia seeds. And there's some merit to grinding these seeds right before you're going to use them in order to increase absorption, especially in the case of flax seeds. Some people do fine with chia seeds that are just soaked in a chia seed pudding format, and typically the chia seeds and the flax seeds are going to be blended up anyway if you have a high-powered blender and you're using them in smoothies. But if you find that you do get bloated from either of these, it is a good idea to test out grinding them before you are going to be using them, just to make it a little bit easier for your body to break down. And both chia seeds and flax seeds contain the protein, fat, and fiber, but especially in terms of protein and fat, it's likely not going to be enough to help keep you satiated. So it's super important that you're actually pairing it with additional sources of protein and fat. This is why I love adding chia seeds or flax seeds to my smoothies, or adding it into a Greek yogurt bowl in order to boost satiety, get those breaks between meals, allow insulin to naturally dip back down, and tap into fat burning mechanisms. And both can really be used interchangeably in recipes. In fact, you can test out one of my favorite recipes that uses chia seeds, but you can swap it in for flax seeds with this video right here. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.